I came to you as a person who grew up in the state of Israel. I studied in the educational institutions there, and today I can say that there are many like me who have been given the opportunity to live together within the wider Israeli community and developed my potential personally, academically, and socially. Gurion University sees part of its mission to render a service to all citizens of the Negev and open itself to Arabs and Jewish students, like men and women, and offers programs to develop local leadership and attract students from all sections of the society. The Bedouins are one of the many minorities groups who lived in the state. They were an originally semi-nomadic Arabs and Muslim population who have undergone a process of fast urbanization and the government-sponsored settlement over the last few decades. I grew up in Rahat, a township built by Israeli government, especially for the Bedouin in the 1970s. Today, Rahat is the largest Bedouin community in Israel, home to over 45,000 people, and continues to modernize. I am the fourth of 7 children. From the time my parents abandoned their nomadic way of life, my family had a long history of service to Israel. My oldest brother was an officer in the Israeli army. My oldest sister received a scholarship from the government to teach elementary school in the community. I first became involved in internal communal activism in secondary school. I took the initiative to set up a student union at my school and integrate it into the national and local student unions councils. This displayed firsthand the benefit of integration the Bedouin community into the larger Israeli society. I also became aware of the role of leadership in improving educational standards for my community and applied to Gurion University. While at the university, I participated in a special program where students lived in disadvantaged neighborhoods to help the local population. The neighborhood in which I lived and volunteered as a student As a student, it's a home to many impoverished immigration from places like the former Soviet Union, Ethiopia, and also veteran Israelis. My apartment has diverse environment. I lived with 3 Jewish students who are to this day my best friends. Together, we learn the value of partnerships in improving our communities. On campus, I was involved in many student activities and developed an identity as a social activist, deepening my commitment to the local underprivileged population, both Jewish and Bedouins. This is something I learned from Israel, the value of caring for others, for being contributing part of the wider community and of building a more just future society. Those values and commitment have become part of who I am and explain how I have developed this mission not to hate, but to work in a common area for good of all. I am pleased to tell you that I am far from alone of this mission, and that I have many willing Bedouin partners who are working in various ways towards similar ends. Around this time, I was privileged to meet Professor Dan Bar-On, may he rest in peace, from the Department of Behavior Science. I learned his pioneering methodology developed during his work on the Holocaust, but later applied to dialogue between Jewish and Palestinians. He developed joint project with Palestinian universities cooperation on developing common understanding of each other's history and current lives. Today, I am working to bring others group into this kind of dialogue so they can also develop into more positive partners within our society. Currently, as the academic counselor for Arab students in Gurion University, the internal communal skills that I learned and developed, I can now offer to others. What I actively took, I can now give back. I believe that the student who takes responsibility while at the university not only enriches himself, but also the immediate surroundings. Bedouin students, male and female, alike are able to further their education to benefit not only themselves, but also their communities and the wider Israeli community. I hope that education will further bring all of countries' minorities, communities into Israel's rich multicultural society and serve as an example for the wider Middle East. Finally, I would like to thank Israel Inspires for giving me this opportunity to share with you my experience. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, if we've got room for one or two questions, either to Pnina or to Jamal, please. Okay. Use the mic, please. Please use the mic. Okay, okay. Use the mic. There is a mic over there.
I'd like to ask a question, please. I was very happy to hear how the former speakers have settled in the land. I'd like to ask whether they think that it's an important part of the solution for Israel's security and also their spiritual and material well-being that many more people, Jewish people from all over the world, come to make Aliyah in fulfillment of the Hebrew scriptures. Thank you.
Okay, I will answer. I think that Aliyah to Israel is very, very important, and we do have more space in Israel to all of you to come. And in the other hand, I also think that having Jewish in the diaspora, it's also important to support us politically and economically outside of Israel. And having like this conference in Switzerland is so important when something like that going on with all the anti-Semitic in Europe. So I really both. I think it's both important, and I feel that there's enough Jews all over the world to do both. That's it.
Thank you, Pnina, and I would like to thank you all. There is no room for more questions, and hopefully next year all of you will visit us in Jerusalem. Thank you very much.
We're calling Dan Mariashin and Gail Lusky, Dr. Sayan Huri, Kikonjo Agustin Isodoro Tamer,